Have you ever poured your heart into something, maybe a project, a relationship, or a dream, and felt like nobody noticed or cared? That moment when you're standing there, hoping someone will recognize your effort, but instead you're met with silence. It stings, doesn't it? Here's a hard truth. Nobody cares, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You see, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that others should appreciate us, that they should give us the validation we crave. But here's the twist. The problem isn't that nobody cares, it's that we expect them to. What if you stopped waiting for others to give you the attention, support, or recognition you feel you deserve? What if, instead, you focused entirely on yourself, your growth, and your goals? By the end of this video, you'll see why this shift in mindset could be your biggest game changer. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, remind us that we have control over our own actions, but not the reactions of others. It's not about seeking approval from the world, it's about how we respond to it, by focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your inner peace. You'll be free to live a life of purpose, regardless of who notices or applauds it. Let's dive into why focusing on yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. Chapter 1. The harsh truth. Nobody cares. Let's face it, no one is really paying attention to your every move. Ouch, right? You might have spent hours working on that project or put your heart into a relationship only to be met with silence. It's like pouring your soul into a recipe, but when it's served, no one even bothers to take a bite. Why does this sting so much? The reason it hurts is simple. We want to be seen. We crave validation. We want others to recognize our efforts and appreciate the blood, sweat, and tears we put in. But here's the kicker. They don't have to. Whether it's a colleague who ignores your hard work or a friend who never reciprocates your efforts, no one is obligated to care about you as much as you care about yourself. But here's the thing. The sooner we accept this, the sooner we can move forward without feeling crushed every time we go unnoticed. Stop waiting for others to see your worth, because they won't. And that's a liberating realization. Chapter 2. The Stoic Response. Control what you can. This is where Stoicism comes in and hits us with a game-changing truth. Focus on what you can control. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In other words, you can't control how others respond to you, but you have absolute control over how you respond to them and how you carry yourself in the world. Instead of waiting for the world to validate you, start focusing on your own thoughts, actions, and responses. Ask yourself, did I do my best today? Did I live by my values? Did I act with integrity? If yes, you've already won, and that's all that matters. You can't make people appreciate you, but you can choose to be proud of your own effort. When you stop relying on the approval of others, you unlock an inner strength that nobody can take away. Chapter 3. The Danger of External Validation. It's easy to get addicted to approval. Maybe it's that like on your Instagram post, that compliment from a friend, or the applause at work. But here's the truth. External validation is like sugar. It's sweet in the moment, but it leaves you crashing afterward. You keep seeking it because it feels good temporarily, but it doesn't satisfy your deeper need for meaning or purpose. Think about it. When was the last time someone praised you and it genuinely made you feel better for more than a minute? Probably not long. External validation is fleeting. The problem is, the more we rely on it, the more we lose our sense of self-worth. We start measuring our success based on others' opinions, And that's a dangerous game. By focusing on yourself and what truly matters, your values, your growth, your integrity, you stop needing that approval. You start to realize that you are the one who gets to decide what's important. And when you stop chasing validation, you stop draining your energy on empty pursuits. Chapter 4. Redefining Success. It's all about you. What does success really look like? For most people, success is measured by what others think, the promotions, the accolades, the praise. But Stoics like Epictetus flipped that on its head. He said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Instead of looking outside for signs of success, start measuring it by your internal standards. Did you get closer to your goals today? Did you align your actions with your values? That's success. Success isn't about impressing people or winning their approval. It's about living a life that's meaningful to you, regardless of what others think. By defining success on your terms, you free yourself from the shackles of comparison and start focusing on what truly matters, your own growth and fulfillment. Chapter 5. Building Inner Resilience. Stoic Tools for Focus. Here's where we get practical. If you're going to stop seeking validation, you need tools to stay focused and grounded. Stoics were masters of emotional resilience, and we can all learn from them. A few techniques to build that inner strength. Daily reflection. Every night, take 5 minutes to reflect on your actions. Ask yourself, did I live according to my principles today? This simple habit will help you stay aligned with what matters. The dichotomy of control. Break things down into what you can control and what you can't. Can you control other people's opinions? No. Can you control your actions, your responses, your effort? Yes. Focus on what's in your control and let go of the rest. Negative visualization. It might sound weird, but imagining worst-case scenarios helps you detach from needing everything to go perfectly. If you can accept that things might not go the way you hope, it frees you from relying on outcomes to feel good. These simple Stoic practices will help you stay focused on your own growth and shield you from the noise of the outside world. Build your resilience by leaning into these tools. Chapter 6. The Power of Detachment. Letting go of others' opinions. This might be the hardest part. Not caring about others' opinions. It's ingrained in us to seek approval. But when you realize that other people's opinions have no power over your peace, it changes everything. Epictetus said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." South, when someone judges you or ignores you, it's not their judgment that hurts. It's your reaction to it. Let go of the emotional attachment to others' opinions. How? Every time you feel hurt by someone's criticism or indifference, remind yourself that their thoughts belong to them, not to you. You can choose not to be disturbed, and that choice is yours alone. Chapter 7. Embrace your independence. Own your path. There's power in walking your own path. It's scary. Sure, you might not have the approval of others, and that's okay. In fact, Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in our ability to stand alone and remain true to our own principles, even if the world doesn't agree. Take John, for example. John has always had a passion for entrepreneurship, but his family insists that he needs to find a stable job like everyone else. For years, he felt the weight of their expectations pressing him to conform. But John's greatest strength lies in his ability to ignore those external voices and stay true to his dreams. Despite the lack of support, he decided to take the leap and start his own business. Over time, John's business grew, and he found success, not because he followed others' advice, but because he trusted himself and embraced his independence. You, too, have this power. You don't need to follow the crowd or live by anyone else's standards. Trust your instincts, even if it means walking alone. Embrace the discomfort that comes with making your own choices, and remember, the peace you gain from living authentically will be worth it. Chapter 8. The gift of self-compassion. Here's the secret. You don't need others to validate you when you've learned to practice self-compassion. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience you would show to a close friend. So often, we beat ourselves up for not getting the praise or recognition we think we deserve. We forget that we are the ones who need to fill that gap. The Stoics believed in accepting our imperfections and flaws. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You are a little soul carrying around a corpse." He meant that we are human, imperfect, fragile, and transient, and that's perfectly fine. Rather than seeking external validation, we should cultivate patience with ourselves. When you give yourself compassion, you stop relying on others to validate your worth. You accept that you are enough, just as you are. South, next time you feel disappointed by the lack of recognition from others, remind yourself that your value comes from within, not from what others think. Chapter 9. The freedom of not caring about others' opinions. What would your life look like if you stopped caring about what others think of you? Imagine making decisions without second-guessing whether they'll approve. Picture living authentically, without constantly worrying about being judged. That, my friend, is freedom. Here's the catch. Freedom is not something that comes from outside approval. It's the result of realizing that other people's opinions don't define your happiness. When you stop letting others control how you feel, you take back your power. It might sound impossible at first, but when you let go of the pressure to please, a weight is instantly lifted off your shoulders. Think about it. How much mental energy do you waste wondering what others think? You could be using that energy to focus on your own growth, your own happiness. The freedom to live for yourself is something that nobody can take away. Once you stop caring about judgment, you finally start to feel what it's like to truly live for you. And that's when things begin to change. Chapter 10. Taking action. Your own happiness is in your hands. Here's your challenge. Stop waiting. The time to take control of your happiness is right now. Reflect on your values. Identify what's truly important to you, and stop worrying about who notices your progress. Your happiness, success, and peace don't depend on external circumstances. They start with you. Start today. Maybe it's writing down one thing you can do to nurture your own growth. It could be setting a new personal goal, starting a gratitude practice, or simply taking time each day to reflect on your actions. The key is to take action in a way that feels true to who you are. This isn't about waiting for the right moment or approval from others. It's about creating the life you want through your own choices. The journey toward your own happiness begins with the decision to stop waiting for others and start living for yourself. Your peace, your success, your joy, they're all in your hands. Don't put it off any longer. Conclusion. You've learned that your happiness, success, and peace don't rely on others' approval. By embracing your independence, practicing self-compassion, and letting go of others' opinions, you unlock the freedom to live authentically. Remember, your journey begins the moment you stop waiting for someone else's validation and start trusting yourself. South, Take that first step today, because your worth has always been in your hands. If this resonated with you, leave a comment, share your thoughts, and don't forget to hit like. And if you're ready to dive deeper into Stoic wisdom, subscribe and check out more content on living your best life. True freedom is not found in others' approval, but in the peace of knowing who you are.